What's up, Tribe? How you guys doing? Good evening. I just wanted to drop my 2 cents on this whole Tasha K versus Perez Hilton situation. I saw Perez Hilton's video, and I'm familiar with Tasha K, so let me give my 2 cents on it. Since everybody else is, why not me? I watched Perez Hilton years ago when I'm not gonna say was first starting out, but I guess when he was first becoming really popular. When he was just doing his blogging before Instagram and Facebook and all of that. And I would go to his website every day and get my little celebrity gossip, right? When Perez Hilton first started his career, Perez Hilton was very, very much the shock jock, very much the he was a mean girl, right? He didn't necessarily give you sensationalized stories so much as he was mean about how he reported the stories. He was very mean girl, right? Said things in a really mean way, and this is before, like I said, this is before hashtags and all that other stuff. So the stuff he said, it was just really over the top and extra and unnecessary and just cruel, really, really cruel. Um, I remember when I kind of stopped following him. I don't remember exactly what he did or said, but I know it just got to be a point where I was like, okay, he's just being too mean. I used to enjoy going to his blog every day and get my little celebrity gossip. And yet, to be a little catty is one thing. Be a little funny or whatever is another thing. It's sort of like, to me, the difference between T.S. Madison and Kaya. I enjoy the jokes and coming for people or whatever to a certain extent. But Kaya was relentless and to me went too far sometimes. And that was my how I took it. And so I remember he had said, I don't remember what he said, y'all, but I remember he had said something about Will I Am or the Black Eyed Peas. This is when the Black Eyed Peas were like the pinnacle. And he said something. I don't remember what it was, but I do remember that the next time will.i.am saw his ass in public, will.i.am punched the shit out of him. And I remember Perez Hilton going on his blog, posting a video of his face swollen and bloody and crying and talking about playing victim, right? And that was probably one of the last times I watched him because I said to myself at that time, you can dish it, but you can't take it. Now, again, I don't know what he said, and I'm not saying that will.i.am was right for assaulting him. That is not what I'm saying. However, you cannot expect to constantly come for people and them not respond. Like you have to expect that if you are going come for somebody, that's at some point somebody's going to say, you know what, that's too much, and I'm going to respond to it. And that's sort of what happened with that. And that was really I kind of just stopped following him after that. I know he sort of had a change of heart. He lost weight. He adopted a baby, and his blogging became a lot more gentler and kinder. Excuse me. And I think it somewhat had to do with him wanting to be more mainstream. Wanting more of um, the opportunities that middle of the road gets you. Like you don't want to piss off the Kardashians. You don't want to piss off the Christina Aguileras. You don't want to be I mean, you know what I mean? Like you want to get to the point where it's like you did all that to get a name for yourself, and now that you're there, it's like, okay, I'm gonna be more of a kinder, gentler, so that now I can get invited to the party. Before I was cool on the outside talking about I don't care about being invited to their party, but now I kind of want to get in. And so that's sort of where that was. Okay. Same thing for me with Tasha K. I used to watch Tasha K when I first started really getting into YouTube. Like the first person I watched on YouTube regularly was Funky Dineva. And from there, I started watching other people. And Tasha K was one of the people that would pop up on my feed every once in a while. And of course, I would click her video because at first she was just doing a lot of commentary, a lot of celebrity gossip, a lot of commentary. She wasn't breaking stories; she was reporting stories. She was, excuse me, giving her 2 cents on those stories. When her content started changing, I think it was around when she started doing those R. Kelly videos, and now she was breaking stories, and she was getting scoops, and she was getting the celebrity scoops and you know, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but she became a shock jock. I put her in that category of a shock jock. And a shock jock is somebody who they're gonna say that to get your attention. They're gonna be raw about it. They're gonna be, I don't care attitude about it, and damn the consequences, and let the consequences come. That is the direction she has chosen to take her channel, and it's been very successful for her. I mean, she's knocking on a million subscribers. She has 600, like 500, 599,000, something like that. It's been successful for her, and it's worked for her, and she stands in her shit. The one thing, now I stopped following and unsubscribed to Tasha K, and that's not to say I've never looked at another video. I have, but I'm no longer a subscriber to Tasha K after this was about maybe a year ago, where she was sort of making fun of, I took it personally, I took it as her making fun of mental illness. I think it was Bow Wow was talking about suicide and things of that nature, and she made a video that I thought was very insensitive, and I thought was very disrespectful to mental illness and what he probably was dealing with. Like, it's one thing to make fun of Bow Wow when Bow Wow does dumb shit, but when somebody is clearly making a plea for help, I don't think that our response should be what her response was. Now, that's me, my 2 cents. And just like everything else on YouTube, if it's not for you, you can unsubscribe and you can keep it moving, which is what I chose to do. My 2 cents. That's what I chose to do. So that's my background on those two people. The one thing I will say about Tasha K though is Tasha K stands in her shit and she's unapologetic about what she does. And for that, I can't do nothing but respect that. I don't have to agree or like it, but I gotta respect the fact that she stands in her shit. And her thing is, I'm going to report it. I'm going to report it how I want to report it. I have lawyers who will handle the legal side of it before I post something or run with something. I run it past my lawyers and they tell me what I can and can't say or can or can't do. She throws that allegedly in there. Now, Perez Hilton said that allegedly is not a one size fits all and it doesn't save you. But here's what, from my limited, and I'm no lawyer, I ain't go to nobody's law school. However, I've had situations where I've had to consult a lawyer in reference to defamation, in reference to not for my YouTube channel, but for situations in my private life. Um, and what my understanding is that defamation is a very hard bar. It is a very high bar, excuse me, to prove. When you start talking about defamation of character, when someone is a public figure, the bar is very high for defamation. Um, all you have to, the person has to prove that it was with malicious intent, that you knowingly knew something was false and you chose to report it anyway, or you chose to say it anyway. I'm no lawyer, okay? So I'm not saying that this is the one size fits all. However, I'm pretty certain that Tasha K has made sure that her language covers her ass. When you're talking about celebrities, the bar is set so ridiculous. Why do you think the National Enquirer has been in business for 50 years doing what they do? You think the National Enquirer ain't been sued 5,000 times? And the only person, and I'm not saying it's the only person that it's happened to, but one of the only people that I can think of off the top of my head who was successful in suing the National Enquirer was Carol Burnett. I remember Carol Burnett sued them. This was many, many, many years ago. Y'all might not even know who Carol Burnett is. She sued them because they wrote a story that she was drunk at a restaurant. And whatever the situation was, however she was able to prove it, she was able to, and it wasn't a settlement. She won in court. See, that's the other thing too. A lot of times people do settlements, and so you never really know what the situation is or how it trickled down. You just know the end. You just know, oh, it was a closed door settlement, but nobody really knows because usually they're MDAs that are signed. So with that being said, here's my 2 cents on the whole Perez Hilton Tasha K situation. Perez Hilton. How fucking dare you? How dare you decide that you're going to be the judge and jury of what somebody can and can't do on their YouTube page when that is exactly how you started your fucking career? You started your career doing exactly what Tasha K is doing. And for you to now say, well, I know from personal experience and YouTube should take her channel down. Are you serious right now? Are you telling YouTube that they should flag, not even flag, take this woman's channel down? All of the bullshit that's on YouTube, all of the flim flam that is on YouTube, and that's who you choose to come for. That's what you choose to say needs to come off of YouTube. Do I think that it is not necessarily my cup of tea? Sure it is. Sure it is. But there's still some videos that I do watch, and some of what she says comes to pass, that it was some validity of truth in it. And the thing about the lawsuit, all you have to be able, if there is this much truth in what she's saying, this grain of truth in what she's saying, there you go. But for you to decide that you're going to include in your video this woman, this black, and I'm not making it a race issue, but I'm going to point out this black woman who has circled you in followers and subscribers, circled you. You've been in this game for what, 15 years, maybe something like that. And this woman has a following, and I'm sure she's only been doing this. Well, the YouTube channel, I think it's only been maybe 4 or 5 years, maybe. And in that time period, you've been doing this for three times as long as she has, and she has double the amount of subscribers that you have. It sounds to me like this is coming from a place of jealousy, entitlement a little bit. Like, how dare she? And even the language you chose to use. See, there are certain words that are cowbells for people. When you use to describe a black woman, we know it. And he used the word dangerous. What is so dangerous about what she's doing? Tell me what she's doing that is so different than what the National Enquirer does, or even Star Magazine, or TMZ. Now, a lot of times TMZ end up being right, so maybe I shouldn't say TMZ. Because TMZ says stuff on the front end, and a lot of times you're like, what? And then a week later, you be like, TMZ was right. Now, I haven't looked at TMZ since they disrespected Marion Barry, so I don't know what they've been doing lately, so I don't know about it. But I know in the past, that's been my experience with TMZ. So my thing is, I don't have to agree with somebody to agree with their right to do it. And that's where I am with Tasha K. I don't agree with everything Tasha K does. I think Tasha K makes some bad decisions with her channel personally. I think that she puts things up that she shouldn't. I think that she should maybe edit herself more, as far as what she says or how. I don't think she's the best interviewer, because I think she personally involves herself in her interviews, and she gives too much of her personal commentary in her interviews. But again, she doesn't claim to be a journalist either. She's a shock jock. She's a shock jock, and that is what she does. And the thing about a shock jock is sometimes they go too far. We saw it with Howard Stern. There are times when you go too far, but for a lot of them, they feel like the end result is worth the temporary stumble. So again, look at Howard Stern. He had a lot of stumbles. He got fired. I remember when he was here in DC, he got fired. But look at what his end result payoff has been. And I think that's where Tasha K is. It's like, I know what I'm doing. I know that I'm putting crazy shit out there for clicks and views. But guess what? Them clicks and views then got me to almost to over 500,000 subscribers. Those clicks and views have gotten me to a point where I'm doing this full time, and financially I can afford to pay my lawyers to take the hit. My clicks and views have gotten me into the situation where I'm marching to 1 million followers. So I feel like there was some entitlement in that. I feel like there was some jealousy in that. and Mr. Perez Hilton and his 2 cents, I feel like he is silently goading his followers into a reaction. He didn't come right out and say anything, but when he put that cattle call out there on YouTube, I think that YouTube should take her page down. Who the fuck are you to talk about somebody taking somebody's page down? Who the fuck are you? YouTube does lately. I ain't gonna say they always have, but lately, oh, they do a really good job of monitoring people's channels and what people put up there. I know the hell they flag the hell out of people all the time and demonetize videos and take videos down and all that other stuff. So they know how to flag videos. And if Tasha K was being so detrimental and so dangerous, do you not think that her channel would have already gotten flagged? Do you not think that she would have already been taken down? Really? Hmm. I think somebody need to check their privilege at the door. Peace.